My name is Dr. Glenn Berger, and a lot of people ask how I became a psychotherapist. And this week marks the 25th anniversary of a life-changing event that led me to doing this work. And in honor of that anniversary, I'd love to tell you the story of what happened to me on that special day. It was my 37th birthday, and I was completely lost. I had destroyed a 14-year marriage and a great career in the music business, and I had no idea how to fix what I had broken. My hair was finishing the torturous process of falling out, and young kids were coming up in the biz that I had once dominated. I was now Uncle Glenn, relegated to producing toy commercials. And I certainly didn't want my tombstone to read brainwashed small children for a living. That night, I went out to celebrate my birthday with some friends. And I sat around and was moaning and groaning, what should I do with my life? There was a woman there who bore an uncanny resemblance to my mother when she was that young age. She was passed out on the table with a migraine headache, and to this day she has no memory of what happened next, but there were witnesses there, so I know it really happened. She lifted her head, and she looked at me, and she said, "Go to Ellis Island." Well, I took it as a sign. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ellis Island is in New York Harbor, and many of the immigrants who came to the United States during the 20th century had to pass through Ellis Island in order to be accepted into our great land. And now it's a wonderful tourist site. So the next day, I went down to the water's edge. It was a gorgeous Indian summer October day with white puffy clouds and a rich blue sky. I got on the boat and leaned against the ship's funnel, and little children danced and played around me. We passed the Statue of Liberty. And then I looked at the island of Manhattan, and I imagined that I saw it as my grandfather did when he came to America in 1906. At 16 years of age, alone, and without a nickel in his pocket. And as I imagined seeing the island as he did, something in me broke. Tears just started streaming down my face. When I got out to the island, I passed through the exhibits and heard folk songs that my mom used to sing to me as a child. And I went out to the seawall and I saw that the names of all the immigrants who passed through the island were etched there. And I found my grandfather's name, Chaim Pollack. And I turned to my ancestor, and I said to him in my desperation, "Grandpa, what should I do with my life?" And I heard my grandfather speak. And he gave me an answer that Jewish grandfathers have probably been saying to their grandchildren since the writing of the Old Testament. He said, "Schmuck, go to school." Go to school? I can't do that, I said. I've got people to meet and things to do. I like to buy nice clothes and go out to fancy restaurants. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. And besides, I don't have one college credit. You see, I'd gone to work in the recording studio right out of high school. And then I heard my grandfather speak again. And he said, "Why do you think I came to this country? I knew I was never going to make it." My grandfather was a tailor. He said, "I came here for you, for the promise of my grandchildren. So don't give me this business that you can't find the time or the money. Make the time and find the money." Well, I couldn't argue with that, could I? When I got back to the island of Manhattan, it was as if everything was different. The colors were more vivid, and I felt as if the energy of the universe was coursing through my veins. And that energy has sustained me to this day. That was in October, and by January, I was in school. And I haven't stopped since. Not only am I the first person in my family to have a college degree, but I also have a PhD. And 25 years later, I have a wonderful practice, a terrific marriage, and 2 great kids. And I know exactly what I should be doing with my life, and it's what I'm doing right now. So the moral of the story is, it's never too late. Don't put off for one more day doing what you should be doing to live the life that you are meant to live. And if you want help with that, I'd love to hear from you. And thanks for listening.